VVHL after hours. Breaking it down. Everything in the league. Plays takes everything you need. If it's happening now, we're calling it out. Real talk only, that's what it's about. VVHL after hours. Running through the league for hours. Every play, every take, every story we tell. If you're part of the league, then you know it well. VVHL after hours. Yeah, the energy's high. Aquino, Minglewood. Crowd set the tone, best show in the league. Yeah, you already know. Aquino, Minglewood. Crowd. Let's get into it.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to VVHL After Hours. My name is Crazy Kraut, and
And I'm Minglewood.
Yep.
Oop, my bad.
No, you're good, man. Um, Today, we are joined by someone very special. Okay, Dave unfortunately was not able to make it, um, but we have the perfect replacement. Don't worry. All right, this is a man who needs no introduction. This is one of the brick walls of the VVHL. They call him Dominic Hasek. They call him Patrick Waugh. They call him the ultimate puck stopper. No one can score on this guy when he's locked in. They call him, this man, they call him Denied by Dunk. Welcome in, Dunk.
Oh my
Appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh God, absolutely! It's a pleasure to have you here, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
It's fantastic. Welcome to the seat.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. It's the first Thursday I'm free in a while, and I always try and watch you guys, and you guys have been killing it so far. So hopefully, I have a good podcast here.
Absolutely, dude. It's going to be a great show tonight. It's just Kraut and I. Dad left us alone, so we're not going to leave the oven on and burn the place down, right, Kraut?
Hopefully not, but it's always a possibility.
It is. You're right. You're right. Lots to discuss tonight, though. Hey, it's been some stuff going on. Some big games.
Man, I swear every week there's something new, something extravagant that we could talk about.
Well, I think that like it would be a good. Well, you might as well get it going with. We usually get this right out of the way first off is the breakdown of kind of the weekly games and how things looked for the VVHL and the teams involved last week. So if we look at the standings, I don't think the top three teams have changed. Crease Police, Snipers, and Portage still up there. I don't know if there's been a flip between the Onbu and Big Dogs. The Back Alley Brawlers have creeped up, have they not? Or am I mistaken?
I believe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, just looking at the point totals here, 60, 59. Geez, this 1 and 2 place here, Crease Police and South Beach, is super, super, super interesting to me, especially when you look at goals for and goals against. And Dunk, you're actually a big part of this goals against number. What's the key to keeping that number so low?
I've been now, I guess, 2 seasons just playing with a guy like Dave, who has been absolutely great. I mean, he's won, I think, maybe just one Vez and one Vez snub for sure. But it's been really fun just pairing up with another goalie. I mean, I definitely main and goalie myself, and having full confidence in the other goalie that they could just hold it down for us it's been absolutely great these last 2 seasons, and I'm really pleased with how the season's going so far, and I feel like we've been doing absolutely terrific. But oh my God, South Beach is just right on our tail. No matter what, we'll go 6-0 this week, and so will they, and it's going to be an interesting ending for sure.
Yeah, those guys have quite the squad. I mean, if you look at everybody's heating up, but Huntsy, 97 points. You got to think that he hits 100 next week without a doubt, right? Nash, at 83. Zane, I didn't even know Zane was cooking this much this season. I haven't been paying attention to a lot of the stats until we sit here and we need to sound like we know what we're talking about. But Zane at 83 points, and then Caustic at 65. So these guys are, and then I mean 58 is the next one under that too. So these boys are lighting the lamps each week that they play, and I'm just waiting for that. I'm just waiting for that switch, that flop. I feel like it's going to be like a back and forth kind of deal with the Crease Police and the Snipers. I'll be honest with you, I don't want to play them like, at all.
Oh no, I know. I mean, our line yesterday, we played a warm up against them, and especially after last season, us unfortunately falling short in the playoffs. They're just disgusting. Like they're 2-on-1s. I don't know. They beat me every time, and especially a guy like this having Kraut. He just killed me last playoffs, dude. And now it's Zane, so yeah, it's gonna be definitely interesting the whole season.
Yeah, and it kind of says something when you have these teams like the Crease Police, like the Snipers, like the Ombu Crusaders, even, who are these returning teams. Maybe the Ombu under a different name, but same owners. And kind of like it's interesting to see these teams, especially the Crease Police and the Snipers, have so much success, just sustained success over seasons and seasons, and um, it's definitely very impressive when you just see the same teams up there, every season, right? So that's just one thing I've
And,
noticed.
yeah, I mean, especially with this season, right? I mean, you could argue strong owners, you could argue a bunch of things, but now with the picks being the way they are and losing first round and third round picks for some of the top owners, it's put a much more even playing field. And someone like the Snipers, they've still found so much success, and it really is impressive. They definitely know how to draft.
Do you think that a lot of this comes from now? I mean, I'm gonna say it, but you think that players and picks like these come from people, throwing during scouting?
Um,
Interesting. That's interesting.
yeah, that is an interesting one. I mean, as an owner, I will say this. This might be semi-controversial. There's a couple of guys that I heard some rumblings about
Oh,
before,
I love
and
rumblings. I love
oh
rumblings.
yeah, I heard some rumblings on how good they could be or how good they should be, and when I saw them come out to scout, I think they would be in the undrafted talent realm, and it seemed just a little bit odd to me. So it's very possible. Um, Now, in let's say the Snipers case, a guy like Nash, a guy like Hunsey, who I haven't actually played with Hunsey, but I definitely have played with Nash. Um, I those guys definitely haven't done that only because they play. I know both of them are super active in the LFGs and stuff like that. But there are a couple names that are killing it so far that I personally didn't see in scouting, which I do find a little bit odd. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not accusing people. Like, let's get this out there. I'm not accusing people of throwing in scouting. I'm just saying, is it something that you guys think happen? I 100% think it happens. I mean, come on, you join a league with this many players, you go through, and you're a rookie, you go through that many scouting games, and you can't not like. I feel like personally, I would have a hard time not just like playing. Maybe you're there just for the vibes. You show up as a locker room guy, and then you hope that whomever had brought you into the league or whoever you've spoken to since you joined into the league, or if your buddy has told so and so that you're joining, you kind of hope that you fall under that radar. And get picked up by that team you're looking to get picked up, whether that be in the first round, the second, third, or however many rounds that there is to the draft. It's always been a thought of mine where, people come into the league and you're like, okay. And then, like you say, you see them on the scoreboard every night for countless, points. You're looking at 6.93 points a game, 6.27, 6.92. 7.55, and you're like, who are these guys? Because I didn't see 7 points or 6 points from these guys in scouting games. Now, maybe it's their line mates that they're playing with. Maybe it's just good environment, good vibes, good chemistry quickly. But sometimes it gets a little fishy. And I'll be the bad guy. I'll wear that hat to say that I do think it happens more often than people will admit, obviously, because nobody wants to be painted in that light. But I mean, it's an opinion, right?
Oh, 100%, dude. But I will say, as an owner, especially with this season and 20 teams, and I think we do an absolutely phenomenal job scouting. But I will say, when it comes to rookies, if you don't have any previous knowledge as an owner, it makes it really tough to judge a guy just based on one game. Like, there was a bunch of guys that were not necessarily on my radar, on my board, and they went pretty high. And every day, like, I could regret not taking them earlier, and it just is very, very difficult. So that could be they just had an off game, an off day, something like that, and other teams didn't see that.
Yet another question for like how this is a perfect segue. As an owner, how much do you rely on pub stats, right? Because I don't know. There's Chellhead. There's a bunch of different sites that you can use to look up players' stats, pub stats. But when you've got a draft list of 120 plus players, how heavily do you rely on something like that as an owner to get a rough idea of what a player may be capable of?
I know this season, actually both seasons, we personally have gone off of we've definitely gone for guys that have been kind of solidified in the league, but both seasons we've taken a lot of somewhat risks with rookies and more so like that. And when that gets involved, if we haven't played with them enough, that's when we start looking at pub stats and definitely position stats as well, just to give us a confirmation on that's the player we think we're getting. And I know pubs aren't everything. Like, I know I see Boss in the chat. I know Boss doesn't play many pub games, and yet every season he seems to be within the top 3 on the leaderboard. So I know it's not everything, but it definitely helps us. It definitely helps us a lot.
He's built different though, Boss. You know what I mean? Like he's just built diffy. That's shout out to Boss. That's the dude, right?
Yeah, what are some teams you guys think might be underperforming a little bit? If you guys just had to pick one.
Underperforming?
I
Man,
no shade to Biggie and Thought, but when I saw them trade, those two are very, very strong, talented owners. But when I saw them trade for the second overall pick, I was worried. I was very, very worried that instantly they would become a top team. And I mean, they're still sitting in 6th place. That's not anything to be ashamed about or sad, but I think with their roster and certainly with their core of Showstopper, Biggie and Thought, I thought they were going to be a little bit higher. And I also think only because last season they just snuck in, or did they sneak in? No, they didn't sneak in. They were just beat out for the playoffs for the 9th spot, I think. But the Dreadhound sitting at 18 is a little bit surprising to me, especially with, perennial first overall pick Crave Dog and Zeph together. It was a little bit surprising.
Maybe those spreadsheets just aren't hitting like they used to. Like for me, it's got to be the egg farmers, right? Like I know Zayner said it in the chat, but I'm thinking the same. I'm thinking the exact same thing, to be honest with you. I thought they would be, at least sitting in 4th or 5th, right? These guys got a squad. Every time we see them on the schedule, every time, we get told, hey, we got the egg farmers tonight. It's like, damn. And we had a tough game against them last time we played, but to see them in 10th is crazy.
Right. Yeah, so it definitely is the truth that the team struggled last week. It's just I actually ended up deleting NHL off of my Xbox
No.
following the games.
Oh, you weren't kidding.
No, I was 100% serious. If you asked me to play or if anyone asks me to play pubs right now, I'm sorry, but it's not gonna happen. But yeah, no, that was the team I was gonna say as well. That was kind of the elephant in the room, so to speak. The egg farmers. That's kind of sort of why I brought it up, but I also wanted to hear some other opinions as well.
I didn't think you. I didn't think you. I mean, I've deleted the game before, but that was probably like that was one of my monumental crash outs aside from the broken controllers and headsets and other things. But I did you like I don't know. I had some sort of like sense of like I don't know. It was the sense of grounding after I had deleted the game. It's like, yeah, take that, you shitty game. And then I ended up, installing it
Right.
again like next week. Like so it's always like I don't know, it's like back hair, you know what I mean? It's like you shave it, you get rid of it, it just keeps coming back thicker. That's how I feel like NHL is.
Exactly, man. I mean, you can only get robbed by the goalie so many times before it starts to take a toll.
Yeah, just
Now, Crow,
no.
I gotta ask you since you're here. I know Snake me if I'm wrong. You guys went 0-6 on the week, which
Yep.
I mean, I'm just looking at your roster right now. I genuinely I can't believe it. I think you guys are certainly a top three roster on paper. Do you think that can be attested to either lineup changes or obviously you guys have a lot of new players coming in? Do you think that you guys will have that chem in the long run?
I mean, I would certainly hope so. I mean, I think a lot of it I have to take responsibility to, because I was not playing my best. But yeah, sometimes it just the teams that look good on paper, sometimes it takes a second to kind of work it out. So, um, I don't know. It was also tough because me and Yeti were playing forward together, and we're both righties, so that was kind of awkward. But we ended
Yeah,
up changing it up a little bit.
the lefty righty thing. Are you guys like how important is that to you guys? Because I know, as personally as somebody that is ambidextrous can go left and right. I prefer left-handed, but can go left and right. Does it mean that much? Do you think, or does it all depend on how well those two forward moves? And as a defenseman, Dunk, maybe you can talk on this a little bit. Does it really make that big of a difference?
Um,
Um, oh, go ahead, go.
oh
Go ahead.
yeah. I would say it does, but it also kind of you can make it work, but it also kind of helps the defense in a way because they know you can only shoot a one-timer from one side. So it's kind of like, and a lot of times like you can get kind of mixed up and kind of run into each other on the same side just because you're so used to going to that side, because you're both just the same hand. So I think it definitely does matter, at least in my opinion. But if you can make it work, you can make it work.
Yeah, I'm just to kind of add on to that. Like, obviously, I have a slightly different perspective just because I see it as a goalie. But I think it definitely matters only because, especially like, goalie slash defense, when I'm, let's say, playing defense and I'm passing it from a point to like a side angle, just having that one T is just so threatening. But I do think it actually mattered more in 25, where one Ts were a lot more overpowered than they are now.
That's a fair
I
point.
think,
Yeah,
yeah, just talent and IQ is just much more important than the hand, in my opinion.
yeah, one T's used to bang in 25. I can confirm. I've seen a couple 104.3s on the boards when people are ripping one T's, but other than that, I feel like there's a lot more of the in close stuff this year in 2026. Quick release type shit, beauty backhand, um, that kind of stuff really is what's taken the cake along with the like the obvious LT to get in there, but it's still in close, right? So I don't see a lot of one T's being pumped out. That's for sure. So do we see any kind of changes in the standings this week? I know we spoke last week. Was it 4 and 5 that were the big dogs and the brawlers? I forget who it was, but we were comparing the 4 and 5 spots because they were so close. And now we see the big dogs down to 6, Onbu up to 7. Is that really the Raptors dropped 3? Weren't they in? I thought they were Raptors were up there.
The Raptors were battling us at the start of the season for the top spot. I mean, granted
Right.
that was when they had Dex, so
Yeah.
I know it's definitely a big loss for them, and I'm sure they'll figure something out. But um,
I
I
think
think
there's.
I think the D-Gens went 5-1 this week. If I'm not, I see I see Luigi in the chat, but I think going 5-1 would raise them quite a bit. And obviously, the Egg Farmers would be your fallers with the 0-6 week.
Yeah, I think the Raptors are probably seeing that meteor in the sky right now. If I'm being honest with you, one sad boy, he looks like a sad boy in chat sometimes when I see him in there. And I said that last week. I said you're gonna need somebody to step in and fill those boot prints for Dex. Right? He had at 70 points with only a small amount of games played, and I think that was a monumental loss for the Raptors. And I think they're still looking for I still think they're looking for that unsung hero, that Chris Pratt character that can come in and kind of mold these Raptors into something else. But I mean, what are we, halfway done the season, and they're falling, so maybe they need to press their life alert and see if they can get help getting up. That's a crazy call to an old people commercial too. I'm sorry about that, but it's that just came out. So yeah, that would be my collapse. That the Egg Farmers would really be it for me. If the big dogs continue to fall, that would be another one. I don't think so. I think they'll just sit where they're at number 6, number 5. They could possibly sneak up to number 4. That Biggie and Thought might hear this and might light a fire under their ass. But I don't know. Onbu's looking good where they're at. They've been sitting pretty consistent. We already know top 3 have been sitting consistent as well. So I think that 4, 5, and 6, and with the D-Gens cooking there this past week, I think that's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I know the D-Gens faced quite a bit of backlash, potentially including myself, with their trade of Kraut, Kraut, were you pick 4? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so flipping your, pick 4 on paper was, let's say, a bit questionable, but I mean, they've proved just about everyone wrong going 5-1, especially this week, and they're right in the mix. I think they're sitting at 7th, and they're just 1 point behind the big dogs and 2 points behind the brawlers, so they're right in the mix there.
Yeah, I mean, South has got 70 points for them in 13 games, and then you got Gagoots. I've never even said that name before. Marky Mark at 57, Solid Snake at 47. What a season he's had. He's played 6 games. He's got 47 points. Top lad there, 23 goals, 24 assists. Luigi with 40, Ribeye 32, and then Dieter at 21, and then Kraut. But I think that these guys just start to heat up. I mean, and I think Kraut does the same thing once he installs that game. Once he gets that NHL installed, I think it's game over. These guys are riding hot, and I think we see them push up into that that 4th, 5th, 6th spot.
Yeah, I see Luigi in the chat. He's saying that they're 9-3 since the trade, which is, I mean, if they keep that pace up, they're going to be certainly a top 5 team for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and my mistake, I read that roster wrong on the site. It still has Kraut there, so my bad. Can't trust everything you see on the internet. Just remember that. What you can trust is using VVHL 15 as the code at checkout with the XK shop. Get your jerseys. Season 10 jerseys are in. They're looking fire. I was looking at them today while I was at work. I just don't want to buy one and then get traded. So kind of hesitant.
Just make sure you don't do that.
Yeah, that would be. And wait, it is Dunk and Dave that do that to people, is it not?
So, it absolutely is.
Yeah,
I mean,
I really got to be careful.
I think there's only one player in Crease Police history that's bought a jersey, and I believe he was traded. Well, I know it delivered to him after he was traded.
That's
And
actually so bananas, dude.
and just to add on to that, we completely changed our colors and uniforms this season, so it's not even a current jersey anymore.
I don't even know
Wow,
what
you
to
guys
say.
are mean.
I don't even know what to say. Like, I would be so sour.
Disaster
I'd at
knows I
least,
love him. He knows
I'd,
it.
I'd at least send it to one of you guys for an autograph, so it could be worth it. I bought it and I got it signed. You know what I mean? So that was a disaster. That's a good one too. That's absolutely hilarious. My goodness. Well, what do we have for we got any rumors? Anything hot off the press? Like Dave's not here, so we can I think we can get a little gritty with this. We got anything that's like any rumblings going around that we're hearing? Like we just teeter on the edge of tampering? Or we has everything been, you know, going on? Do we know what are the back streets of VVHL saying? You got any insider info, crowd?
Well, obviously there's the ongoing LT situation, but I think we've covered that enough. Um, I'm not sure. Dunk, what about you? I really have nothing as far as rumors go, to be honest.
I mean, normally I would say I keep my ear low on the trade rumors as a GM, but I mean, with the past, I'm gonna say 2 weeks when virtually everyone's gotten flipped at some point. I think, and I'm not sure, but I think the trades are gonna start slowing down, and I think it's after it might be week 6 that the VV will shut down for trades, but I think most teams are starting to get settled. I think, but you might see some movement from the bottom teams.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say that's probably what'll happen. Yeah. I think teams kind of start to get finally, after they make so many trades, they start to kind of, be like okay, this is kind of, what we want. I don't really feel like we need to make any changes or any more changes here. Would you say like what kind of stage would you say your team is in? Do you think y'all are good right now?
Yeah, I think we're doing okay. I think I mean, we did kind of have a bit of a discussion today about just certain ways of communication and certain teamwork and team efforts. And we're definitely sorting some kinks out. I mean, it's great. I think it's our first 6-0 week, which has been awesome. But yeah, there's a little bit of communication styles that we need to work on. But I think player wise, I think and I know it's a lot coming from us, but I think we're somewhat settled.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Little
can never
trouble in
trust you guys,
paradise.
man.
Yeah. I mean, like it happens, right? And it well, maybe it just happens in the station, in the police station. But yeah, shit goes down. Communication, you know, ebbs and flows, right? I think that's how you say it properly. But I think it always needs to be there. And if you don't communicate, then I mean, you can't read your player's mind. Like,
Right.
I'm on the east coast of Canada. I can't read, Dunk's mind, wherever Dunk is. So, it'd be unfair for me to expect him to know what I'm doing and for me to know what he's doing. So communication lines are always important to have open.
Yeah,
Um, and
absolutely.
I could tell you, I think that's where we fell short this week. I mean, we went on Tuesday. We went 3-0, but we shouldn't have been in the situations that we were in. That's for damn sure. Do I think it would have been a little bit better with communication? Absolutely. But I think every team has that issue. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe everywhere else, people are yapping the eardrums off each other in the VC every night during game. But I mean, it's like I say, it just happens, right?
Yep. I would say, yeah, communication's absolutely everything because everyone's had the experience before when maybe it's a league night and you're losing and the VC is just dead quiet, right? Like there's nobody talking. So I would say communication is incredibly important in any video game too, whether you're playing NHL, Siege, whatever it is. Comms are incredibly important. Um, that's what I credit kind of our run last season with the snipers. Was we just started communicating a lot more and kind of went into each game with kind of a set plan and kind of what we knew we were all on the same page and we communicated well. And that's one of the biggest strengths a team can have is when everyone's on the same page and you all know what your goals are.
I
Man,
oh,
communication
go ahead.
and communication in shooters is crazy important. Like, I can't play Rainbow Six, but I know it's important to talk. So crazy.
I think just going kind of back to trades, I think we see a lot of them for a couple reasons. I think obviously 20 teams is 4 more teams than we've ever had in VV before, which is naturally just going to add more. But I think I know especially like we've made. I mean, I see Cooksey in chat, and he's going to know this firsthand. But we've made literally more trades than I don't even know. We probably doubled our trade since last season, and we're still 2 weeks away from the deadline. And oh, he's saying that's raw. Okay, well that gets screwed up. Okay, whatever. I think I know for us, we obviously lost our first round pick and third round pick, which made it very difficult to get a bunch of their guys that we know and we played with before. And with that, we definitely have a different looking roster. And we've tried to move stuff around to have guys we're slightly more comfortable with. And I'm guessing a lot of other teams do the same. So I think just the 20 teams and the depth of the draft is really shown. And that's why there's just so many trades.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Well, I guess we can get into what I think is, I mean, it doesn't really matter what I think, but the only drama that I've really seen so far since the last episode has been just people taking a snooze in the middle of the game. Just out cold. Have you guys experienced this? Have you guys had the pleasure of being on the ice with a teammate that just, is catching Z's in the middle of the game?
Um, I cannot say that's ever personally happened to me. But that definitely sounds like an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, well, I just, it was, I noticed this. It was late one night, um, and I was getting just some notifications, and I couldn't believe it. Why? And apparently there was someone that decided to take a nap, um, middle of the game, and it wasn't taken very well. It unfortunately, obviously, spilled over into the chat, which it shouldn't, right? Tickets. That's what the system's there for. Um, and I won't say any names, but um, are you guys think that that's like intentional? I mean, I've unintentionally fallen asleep playing games as well. I actually fell out of my chair and woke up as I hit the floor um, with the game still going. So it's happened to me before, but you guys think it's easy to do? Like, could you guys ever fall asleep playing?
It depends because obviously I don't know everyone's situation, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, I mean, I've done the same, not exactly the same thing, but I did oversleep and get suspended because I missed a tournament, so I can't really talk about, falling asleep at bad times. But I will say, everyone's human, man. It happens, I wouldn't say it's like that big of a deal or anything, just because, like I said, I don't know everyone's situation and obviously everything like that. Um, but just from a perspective of like, if I'm playing against someone who falls asleep mid game, I'm gonna be like, what? It'd be very confusing. I'd be like, what's going on? So I can definitely see how that would cause some pretty big issues too.
Or like
I
Wax said an emergency poop situation. The code brown. That's crazy.
I
Still gotta go.
I mean I see Zane putting it in the chat, so I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. I hope he's watching, but I mean I know it's happened a few times with Ajax, who's on the Soul Reapers, and I don't know Ajax probably as well as a lot of other guys do, but when I have talked to him, played with him, he's one of the nicest dudes in the league,
Oh, absolutely.
and And I know for a fact, like, it's happened a couple times, and I have seen clips of what has happened in this exact um, situation, and I've never seen something like that from him. So there's just no reason for me to be suspicious or like he was selling the game on purpose. Like, he's such a good dude. There's
Yeah.
genuinely it would be absurd to I know maybe people don't know him as well as others, but yeah, he's such a great guy. He would never
Yeah.
do something like that.
Yeah. I love Ajax, man. He's an absolutely great guy. I would obviously none of that was intentional. 100% none of it was. So
No, I don't think anybody plans to fall asleep, but sometimes you just catch a vibe and you're just riding the wave with the fellas, and next thing you know, the boys could be singing in the mics, and that's it.
yes, yeah. I mean, it happens,
The
man.
relaxation is crazy. But yeah, I ate it pretty bad there. I fell asleep on my desk, and at my chair at the time didn't have any armor. I don't know why I got into the story. Nobody cares. But I had no armrests on my chair, and I kind of leaned over to the side, and that was it. Just ate it. Woke up on the floor, a little bit sore because I don't fall gracefully. Um, and yeah, that was so I can definitely see how it could happen. Um, to anybody playing any game. But like I say, sometimes the vibes are just too immaculate uh, with the teammates in the chat, and you just get swept away by the majestic sound of people's voices. Ajax DM me and said, "Watch this."
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just to go off on a little tangent here, it's natural, man. I always, as an excuse for whenever I sleep just in the middle of the day, I always use the excuse that that's what, our early ancestors used to do. They used to take midday naps because it was, too hot outside to go hunting, So obviously, it's just biologically coded for me to fall asleep in the middle of the day, right? It's not my fault.
I'm so telling my wife that next time I try and have a midday nap. I mean, I have problems sleeping in general. Everybody's seen it in the chats. So whenever I can catch some Z's, I go ahead and I try to get the cleanest Z's that I can, stay alive while I'm sleeping, with some assistance as well. So sleep is like the best. Like, I find the older I get, the more excited I get for sleep and bedtime. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's nothing better than hitting the snooze, eating a snooze-a-roni and cheese. You know what I mean? And just hunkering down and closing your eyes and not opening up until the morning.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I totally agree with that. Very important for, especially me to get my sleep. If I'm not well rested, I get a bit irritated sometimes, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude, the irritation that you can get from not getting enough sleep is actually crazy.
It really is.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, like, there wasn't really anything else that went, unless I'm missing something else. Anything else go on this week that was kind of like shattering around the league, or has it been pretty calm? I know that the last few times we had the LT blowouts, we covered that. I mean, geez, come on, it's been so tame. We're talking about people falling asleep, right? So, I mean, sad boy was sad all week. We Jammins had to point that out to us again, but it's been relatively calm. I think that that storm of stuff spilling over into the Gen chat has kind of curved itself, which is nice to see, right? Because that one instance early on in the season, um, and then I mean, unless I've missed something.
Right. I think the most exciting things were probably today, where Mayors got hacked, took it to
Oh,
Gen Chat,
yeah,
and our server, might I say.
yeah. He
And
just wanted to leave us with these.
then I see Rifle Drum putting up a crap ton of parlays that nobody asked for, but good for him. I think he hit him? I don't know.
I don't know.
And And then you guys don't have access to it, but in management chat, Mewtwo built a crazy new PC that he sent photos of with his cat on top.
Oh, new PC, eh? I love new PCs. I think it's great. PC gaming is. I don't know why it took me so long to get into PC gaming. It's probably just like the initial investment of the unit. I know Mob got a new PC too. No. You didn't mishear, Zaner. Mob got a new unit, new PC. I didn't know Sam did. That's fantastic.
For anyone who doesn't know, Sam is Mewtwo, the owner of the Anbu Crusaders.
I thought his name was Sam in
Anbu.
Discord.
Is it? Oh, it might
I
be
don't know.
so.
I thought it was. Is it not?
I think in the server it's Mewtwo.
It used to be. I think it used to be.
Go Habs, go Caulfield. 50 goals tonight. Not in one game, obviously, but on the season. Had to get that in there before we go anywhere.
Hey, how about those Blue Jackets, man? They're pushing for that playoff spot. Pushing for it right now.
Are they playing right now?
Well, no. I don't think so. I honestly have no idea when they play, man. I just know that they're pushing for that playoff spot.
Yeah, playoffs are coming up actually quite soon. Isn't the last week of the regular season next week?
I mean, yeah, I know it's definitely very soon.
Yeah, I think it's the 13th, maybe. Yeah, Blue Jackets are 5th in the Metropolitan, just to let you know, 90 points with 38, 28, and 12 record. Just to keep you up to date. Anyone want to do a wellness check on Biggie Otis after this week? Did he have a tough week too? Did you just have a bunch of people that had tough weeks?
Nah, no one had a tougher week than me, I promise you.
Did you had a tough week, Kraut?
Well, yeah, it was pretty rough, man. I mean, I deleted the game. I should tell you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I forgot about that. It'll be back. It'll be back. You'll be back. Well, do you guys got anything? You guys got anything else that we can yap about for these people? I mean, they're here for the entertainment, and it's not a whole lot went on.
Okay, here's what I'll say. I don't think it makes him. I mean, it definitely helps him out, but I'm looking at the Anbu Crusaders getting someone like Bosa. I mean, Bosa's a top. I can't remember what he is anymore, but a top 15 goalie in the world for pubs, and he's an absolute stud. And don't get me wrong, Gritty also a stud, but I think Bosa has a little bit more games played and might get more chem games in with them. And they've just become their top line of, well, assuming, I mean, they have quite the forwards with Mewtwo, ISO, Prime G, and I hope Prime is listening because he owns me more than anyone else in this league. Yeah, I think they're just an absolute threat, an absolute. I think sitting at 4 is just an understatement for how good they really are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those guys are scary.
Those guys are terrifying. I ISO and Mewtwo are absolutely some of my best buddies. I mean, that top line that they have is absolutely insane. I mean, I've played obviously a ton of games of NHL with them. Obviously, me and ISO be playing Marvel Rivals sometimes too, though. But we play a lot of games together. Those guys, I mean, that is a line that if I saw if I saw that line, bro, like just y'all, I mean, you guys can have the win, man. I mean, just take it, bro. Like damn. I mean, if I'm loading up and I'm seeing ISO, G Funk, U2, and Bosa, I mean, it's gonna be a rough night.
Yeah, that's just you don't want to be staring that down, man. Like that's another thing. You do you guys ever get psyched out like that? Like for real? Like when the other team loads up and you're like, "Ah, great." And then it's in your head the entire game. Like, of course that goes in. It's blank.
Yeah.
Of course he's able to pull that move off. It's blank. Instead of ever happening, it happens to me all the time. Actually, with everybody that I play.
Happened to me. It happened to me all last playoffs. I mean, we played Zaner, Mob, Day Day, and then we played Dunk, Biz, Stefano, Castle. I mean, geez, just
Yeah,
absolute power
it's
slams.
funny because I was about to say the same thing about you guys in the playoffs. We saw you like loading up, just having a good day, knowing I'm going against Kraut, Caustic, Thought, and who was in net for you guys? Oh, and then Mowski moved to net, of course. Like
Yeah.
that's just an absolute nightmare. Your guys' line of that was we didn't, to be honest, we didn't really lose that much last season, but I've never been more psyched out than after your three LT goals. I don't think I've ever been so um, just like starstruck, to be honest. I was just dazed. You had me killed.
I just can't be dealing with some of the skill level, man. Like the skill gap that I feel for some games is like NHL as well. It's just like some of these people that play these games are on a completely different level, man. Like I just don't understand how it happens. Is it just are the people just legitimately getting sweaty in their chair all day and they're not doing anything else, or what is it? Are they just built different in general? Like some people have a natural, you know, kind of skill set in these games, or is it just am I just that far behind?
I
Right.
honestly think I think it like boils down for skaters specifically, but I know you guys have beat the horse to death on LT, but at least where I stand on it, I play goalie a lot of the times for every league, and then like 70% of my pubs games, and I'm nowhere close to half the league on my LT, but I can definitely do it, and I think just practicing in free skate, practicing with your friends, and the same goes with goalie. Like I was not, I couldn't do it. I absolutely couldn't do it. Like I remember we were in the playoffs in season 8, and we were just transitioning over to season 9 and NHL 26. And I remember Caustic telling me that I was so bad in net that he genuinely couldn't play with me anymore, and I just couldn't transition until I kind of just had to figure it out.
I think that's why Caustic doesn't play with me in the game anymore, because I can't capitalize on those backdoor cross crease passes. He got so mad one night, dude. He's like, Terry, what are you doing? And I was like, for all my life, man, I was hammering the right stick, just trying to, and then, it was like a few days. Someone with a level head was like, yo, you got to hold L2 when you do that. And it's like, oh, damn. Wish I'd have known that before because I'm throwing checks out, getting penalties, and, you know, screaming at the top of my lungs, going, I'm just trying to capitalize. I'm just trying to get this backdoor tap in, but it just continue. I continue to struggle with it, but I mean, nobody wants to hear that, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be my number one suggestion as of how to like just get better at the game is free skate. That's literally all I did. Like it was just I've got like a lot of hours in free skate for sure. Just like practicing. Like if you want to like work on your game, I'd say free skate's definitely like one of the better ways. That's how I learned like literally everything was just like not even like looking up anything, but just like trying random stuff, and eventually like I would just learn how to do stuff just on my own sort of. And obviously playing with players that like playing with good players like definitely helps too. Like players that are like maybe better, maybe who you think are like could teach you some things or whatever. Like I think that helps as well. I've a lot of the knowledge I have on this game has come from other people. So
Yeah, they say that you like should surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. And I think that goes for, you know, like you say, when you're trying to learn something in a game as well. If you get around or if you play with people that, are better, can teach you a few things and then, essentially make you better as well. I think that's kind of beneficial for everybody. It might be a little rough at the start. I can remember when I first started playing NHL after switching over from FIFA. I had a guy, I don't even know if he's in the league anymore, but Curcio had me in free skate, taught me how to 1T for I don't know how long we spent on free skate, but it was crazy. Just in the lab trying to cook up. And I wish you could always have somebody like an AI with you in the free skate to kind of have that like 2-on-0
Yeah,
for
that
like
would
the
be.
passes and stuff. I think that'd be ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I wonder if they'll ever do it.
I I think they probably won't because I mean it's EA. Why would they give us anything we actually want?
Yeah, you're right. It's not FIFA or anything else that they make a ridiculous amount of money off of, right?
Yeah, they don't make enough money to care.
I saw I think it was a TikTok or a video somewhere about I think it was NHL might have been 17 when it had like the actual like green screened like actual announcers when you load into games and like stats and zoom ins and man I remember those days, like those were just they just put so much more effort into the game than they do now.
Yeah, the presentation of the older NHL games was absolutely bonkers. Like I can remember when they first like oh my goodness, I forget what NHL it was, but I can remember the first time when you hit somebody so hard they dropped their stick. And that was like a massive, massive thing. I think Aginla was on the cover of that. What NHL was that? What NHL was Aginla on the cover for? I hope it's not something like '05 or anything like that. Was it '04?
I have no idea, man. I started playing in the game in like NHL 21.
No, '04 was Danny Heatley.
It said 2003. Oh, he had one in 2013. Oh no, that's an inspiration. I think 2003.
Oh, I hope it's not 2003.
I hope you know
It
that's
was. It
two and
was.
yeah, that's 2 and 3 years before me and Kraut were born.
That's actually crazy. Yeah, GG's. It's bedtime for me. Put the distilled water in the tank, honey. I'm going to bed. Like that's just. Oh my god. Yeah, I can remember. Yeah, I remember playing that with my buddy Spencer, and it was the first time that we had seen somebody drop their stick when you hit them hard enough. Like that's crazy, dude. Like we're on NHL 26. This was 2003. Absolutely
Yeah.
nutty. But when you look at some of the videos from these games, like where it's talking about like the camera angle that they have when the players go into the locker room at like the end of the period and stuff, like where is that? Now we've got fucking 50 seconds of slow motion replays. Sometimes it's the same one, and then you
Yeah.
got a pause menu for 30 seconds, and then that's it. You get nothing else.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's just because they have a monopoly on the game. I mean, they have no competition, man. They have no incentive to make the game better.
Well, I think they have the contract until I thought it was 28. I could be wrong. NHL 97. Who the hell was on the cover there? Can't even see, I can't even. It's so old that the photo's so grainy. Can't even see it. 2K NHL would be sick to bring back. That's for sure. NHL hits. Yes, that is the craziest call out. That's the craziest callback right there. On the 360, you could save songs to your hard drive and then swap them into the game for that music. Buddy, what an absolute feature to have. And now, I mean,
That's pretty crazy.
just can't, I mean, can't do anything nowadays with anything. I still can't believe it's been that long. My God. I don't remember. Gary remembers when Pong first came out. No, I don't. I don't remember when Pong first came out. Do you guys?
Like the 60s, I think. I think Pong was the first video game, right?
1972.
Okay.
But 1972 sports game developed and published by Atari. I didn't have an Atari. I wasn't born until 91. So, let's shut those uber old rumors down.
Yeah, Atari, bro. That's like the stuff my dad had, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I see Doughboy in the chat. I can confirm He calls me son, and I call him dad because he, I think, is 22 years older than me, something like that.
He's what?
Oh, he's
20,
41. He's
oh,
41,
he's
and I'm 21. So
20,
yeah,
20 years
just turned
older.
21. Yeah.
Man, okay, cool. I'm not the oldest. I wonder who the oldest in the league is.
All I'm gonna say is Slur is up
Yeah,
there.
that's
Slur is
what I was gonna say.
1979, and he has thumbs like he does on West Ping.
It's impressive.
It's super impressive, dude. I think the other one is Battle Roarin', who I believe is Torchit's dad.
We got a couple father-son duos here in the league. That's crazy. I don't think my dad could ever play NHL. I would put Slur at 47. I think.
Is
Is
that
my
is
math,
that
is my math right?
I need a calculator for this one.
Yeah, right. That's how you figure 2026 subtract 79, right? 1979. Here, look at it. Just waiting for somebody with a calculator.
Yeah, 47.
Yeah. Dad used to rip Splinter Cell and Turok. Man, those are another couple callbacks. Like, have you guys heard of these games before, or are we
I've heard
just
of
like,
Splinter Cell.
Nope.
Man,
no,
that was all I used to do was before I became an an NHL player is just play those like solo player games, man. I never took anything competitive serious, so then ended up getting into NHL, but that's still literally it, man. Like those solo player games are just, I mean, you just can't beat it, man.
dude, they
Especially some of those OG ones.
solo games absolutely like they're fantastic. Like
I
that's how I'm hooked in Crimson Desert right now, right? Like that's a
He's been
like
playing that Crimson Desert.
buddies. I listen. I only have 70 some hours in it. I got a couple buddies that are well over 80, and then you see all these other folks that are 100+ hours into this game. Fable 4 is going to be another one where I lose my life to. I don't know what I'm going to do when that game comes out.
I think my favorite game growing up on the DS was Pokemon Black and White. I absolutely loved it.
You ever play Mario
Oh,
Kart 7 or Mario
I
Kart
did.
DS?
I did a bit. I did a bit, but not a ton.
That was like my favorite one.
dude, Pokemon Snap. Do you guys remember that?
No,
No,
not at all, dude.
not at
Damn.
all.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Shit, dude. Pokemon Snap used to fuck. I'm gonna say it. Pokemon Snap used to fuck, dude.
Oh
Like that.
no.
That game was wild. Absolutely wild. Just taking pictures of Pokemon, getting hyped up when you saw them. Like it's so crazy, dude. Oh my god, I can't even rented the N64 from Blockbuster. Dude, these throwbacks are nuts. You guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about, which is crazy to think about.
And N64 was that Nintendo 64?
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, I know what
Yeah,
that is. Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah. But yeah, like there are some crazy games on N64, like Earthworm Jim. Like, oh my god, bro. You got, dude, it's the gold card, like Zelda, like Ocarina of Time and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Like
Wasn't there a Mario game? Isn't it just called Super Mario Nintendo 64?
that was for like Super Nintendo. Like that was
Uh,
the one. Yeah, that was like the gray console with the fucking like the flat gray controller. Like that. Like that's when you think of Nintendo, that's the OG. Yeah, like Duck
yeah.
Hunt too. It's like it had the gun and stuff with it. Like
I don't know. My favorite console ever is the Wii, so I love Nintendo, but I don't even have like a Switch or anything anymore. But the
dude,
Wii,
Wii was great.
GameCube goated as well.
Like Wii bowling, dude. Like you used to get
My
sweaty
God.
on Wii bowling, man. You get the right the right flick of the wrist, and you just curve that thing in there. You just
I
strike,
I get
strike,
sweaty on the
repeat.
boxing, man. I was like fighting for my
Oh,
life out there.
just catching fades in boxing.
Just running fades on boxing, bro.
Yeah, that's gaming has like has gotten absolutely crazy. Like, I have a MetaQuest as well, and some of the things that you can do on that are absolutely wild. Like the golf is crazy. Like there's, my daughter got me to buy her this crowbar climber. That shit gives me vertigo, dude. Like you're looking up trying to climb this mountain with nothing but crowbars, and if you fall and you look down, dude, you're falling. Like you gotta hold on to something, man. Like it's, I don't know, maybe we're just old, but the shit's creepy. Like super creepy. I can't believe some of these callbacks. It's absolutely
Some
nutty.
good
I,
callbacks.
I just need the new Guitar Hero to come out so I can, you know, have my own rock band again. And when that drops, like you won't. You think done, completely done. You won't see me. Give me on the drums. Give me on the guitar, the bass. No vocals though. Not doing that. But yeah, the new Guitar Hero is going to be absolutely absurd.
I didn't even know they still made them, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a new one coming out this year. The I think Red Octane is the developer that's going to be putting it out because I think they did. I can't remember. Maybe somebody in the chat remembers which Guitar Hero it was. I don't know if it was one or two, or it could have been three. But yeah, they're bringing out a new version. I mean, like I've been looking on eBay to try and find and buy one, but my God, some of the people are like gouging like $500 for like a set. And of course, you got to go and buy the console that the game's compatible with, right? 'Cause you can't just slide a fucking Xbox 360 disc into a new Xbox unless you can. And I'm
I think you can
just
actually.
late.
I think it works.
Really?
Yeah, I think you can put I know it worked on my Xbox One. I think you could put a 360 disc in there and it'd work.
Oh my man, that's oh my God.
But I could be wrong about that. I honestly have no idea. But I feel like that's what I remember.
I'm gonna have to
But
look that up.
either way, I think that is going to be it for tonight. But before we sign off here, any final thoughts? Any just kind of closing things you guys want to say?
Thanks, Dunk, for joining us tonight.
Thanks,
Uh,
Doug.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
man,
really
I
all I
appreciate
have
you
to
guys having
say.
me on. I think you guys do an awesome job, an awesome production, and it's really cool that it's on Spotify now. I've been listening myself.
It's fantastic.
Well, all right, everyone. This has been VVHL After Hours. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate all the support, and it encourages us to keep doing it. So, just thank you, and I'll see you guys all later.